Well, apparently my timing is impeccable, but welcome
Oh.
back to another stirring installment of Disinformed After Dark here on YouTube. I'm Shane.
I'm John.
And I'm Michael.
And we are elated to have you here, as always, to enliven your Friday morning. And how are you gents doing?
I am fantastic.
I am definitely fantastic.
And I'm fan fiction.
I survived an encounter with a tweaker this week, so I'm thankful and happy to be alive.
Please do tell.
I've been saving this. So the other night I was closing, and we close at midnight except for Friday and Saturday.
And holidays.
So, yeah, presumably. So it's like 11:10, and this guy walks in, and he is rail thin. And he's wearing a button-down shirt and track pants, and he has two buttons on the. He's Logan after being drunk.
Okay.
So he has like
He
his
means
two
business.
buttons left, and you can see his like not muscular, but like just he's rail thin, so you can just see the
Ribs.
definition. Yeah, whatever. And he goes,
More ribs than a barbecue place.
exactly. He goes, "You guys got a bathroom?" We're like,
Sure.
"Yeah, it's over there."
You gonna buy something?
And funnily enough, I had bleach and a rag in my hand because I was about to go start cleaning the bathrooms, like pre-close stuff.
So you were
I
going to
looked at my
chloroform?
coworker. Yeah, exactly. I looked at my coworker. I was like, "Oh, great, the fun times I'm about to have." Because I'm imagining I'm going to go in there after he's been there for 15 minutes and like find needles. Like I don't know, you
Worst case
disaster
scenario.
fight things.
Yes.
And he's only in there for a minute. And he comes out and he starts walking towards the exit, and almost comically as he hits the exit, it's like there's a invisible barrier, and he turns, faces everyone around. He goes, "Hey, have you guys got a cigarette?" And we're like, "No, man, sorry, we don't smoke." He goes, "I'm fixing to go to jail tonight, so I really could have used a cigarette." And then he turns back around and he walks up the door and just
He exploded?
fades into the background.
Oh.
Later, to fast forward 30 minutes, my coworker and I are outside taking the umbrellas down on the patio, and at the gas station next to our shop, there's like 6 cop cars.
Oh.
Like, I don't think this guy was kidding. He's
Wow.
going to jail tonight.
He meant business.
He tried the "Hey Soldier Boy, I'm headed off to war" line, and you had no time for love for Dr. Jones.
Basically, I don't understand, but yes, I will.
That's a
I
good
will smile
reference.
and nod.
Yeah.
But
I appreciate
yeah,
it.
that was a time that it certainly fit the Halloween mood.
It does.
for me.
We've all
It's
had
very, very spooky.
the occasional encounter with the Crypt Keeper, particularly at the library. I have seen more
yeah,
than my fair share. Particularly the ones who have, dating websites that they're frequenting as you float by. I always just wonder how those exchanges end, where it's like, you finally get somebody excited and, interested enough, and you're like, "Hey, you want to come back to my box?"
I saw this video on Instagram of a girl that chooses to be homeless, like a homeless by
Like
choice.
a freegan. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's obviously very well off. I think I read in the comments that she's a YouTuber and she makes all of her money from doing YouTube.
Okay.
And has a very popular channel. So it's kind of backhanded because there's this video of her being like, "Here's how you can be homeless. Like, here's how you can live out of your car." And she's like, "Oh, well, I take showers at my friend's house." It's like that's not being
It doesn't really
homeless.
work like that.
But to be fair, she does say that because it's COVID time, she has to go to her friend's house. But in other situations, she'll do like a gym membership that has a shower. And that's also a buddy of mine who did a stint around the U.S. getting by on the kindness of strangers. He actually did live out of his van this time.
Yes.
What he did before doing that is he emphasized that he would spend $15 or $25 a month on Planet Fitness so that he could go in to their club area or just to go in, just having a gym membership at Planet to use the showers on the stops.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I don't know why that reminded me of that.
There's a difference between electing to be homeless and being forced to be homeless, and where
Yes.
money is an issue. So maybe the extravagance of a $25 a month membership for a shower.
That's why
might
the
be a
video
bit
struck me
much.
as so bad, or like struck me in the wrong way. I was like, I get what you're
Disingenuous.
trying to do, and
Mhm.
it's a really cool video showing like how to live simplistically. But there's a difference between simplicity and actual like dire straits homelessness.
You just, also you're taking into account that if you're trying to do this as a quote unquote instructional video on how to appropriately live
was
as
bad,
an
man.
indigent individual, how is someone going to find the YouTube channel in order for you to educate them on their lifestyle?
Hey, we're close, man. We're close to homeless people having square readers.
Yeah, that's a fine point.
I think I heard someone had a story similar to that of like them leaving a store or a gas station or what have you, and I'm like, hey, have any change? They're like, sorry, man, I don't carry cash. Like, oh, I got a reader.
Yeah,
I believe it.
if you got an iPhone and you can do a swipe, like what
the
are
same-
you selling?
At the same point, though, like if you had a square, like if you countered with that, I think I would socially be like,
Well,
I
now
respect
what?
that, like
Yeah.
game respect game kind of moment where it's like, fine, swipe it. Here's $2. Like
Well,
I don't care.
John, if you believe that, I have a $40 mixtape that I can sell you right now.
Hey,
But
you want to tell these fine folks what we do?
I'm intending to, as a matter of stern fact. So typically, every Friday here on YouTube, you can hear us delve into Chuck Klosterman's insanely entertaining hypotheticals, and we will get into the madcap hijinks of these crazy questions whilst we wait for our files to compress. The game has now doubled because just before we dove back in here, we recorded our first installment of the Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles.
Sure did.
And
Sure
so
did.
we're very jazzed up from that, but that will be coming soon.
So you're going to see us wearing the same outfits.
Yes,
is what he's trying to say.
Exactly, but there will be a time loop here because this will be available before that, which will be really entertaining for all of you who want to, figure out our recording cycle. But in any event, every Wednesday, starting in November, you will be able to dive in with us, and we will be putting that up here on the Tubes of You as well. So please come back in and join us. But I think we're going to dive in for this week's glorious hypothetical. And the topic.
This is a surprise this week. You
This is a
did
surprise.
choose at random and completely at random.
I'm flying blind at the moment. That's why I had to read it here so that I didn't have to fumble it on the camera. But this week's installment is The Moon Fight. Something John has had in his house every third Thursday of the month.
And that spells divorce.
Yes. Yeah. The old angry dolphin, as we qualify it.
Hot dolphin.
All right. Are you gentlemen prepared?
No,
I
but
think
go
so.
for it.
Well, preparation H for you then. All right.
Ooh.
To Craig Michael, it feels
Tickles.
good on the whole.
My friend, I could not have manifested this through divine intervention or, like being able to astral project, metaphysical meltdowns. Prepare. A total stranger picks a fight with you in a bar. This stranger is on crack. No, this stranger is exactly your size and weight. You've done nothing to this individual to warrant such animosity, but the stranger really wants to fight you. And to make matters weirder, this stranger wants to fight you on the moon. And this is somehow possible. You and this stranger will be transported to the surface of the moon, outfitted in ultra-thin and very comfortable spacesuits, and rigged with lightweight oxygen tanks. You will then be expected to fight for 10 3-minute rounds. You can't use weapons, there are no rules, and you cannot quit unless you or your opponent are knocked unconscious. So basically, Chucky here watched Fight Club and elected to make it weirder. Okay. In any event, the question, gents, do you accept the challenge of the bar-patron? And if yes, what is your moon fighting strategy?
Wow.
So I guess I'll start.
As you usually do.
Yes. I will take the boring answer for myself and say I wouldn't because I don't see the point in that. But for the sake of a conversation, I'll just say yes. how I would fight is, first off, you can't use any weapons. All right, that's fine, but there are no rules. We are provided with an oxygen tank. So I will obviously use that.
Technically
Take it off
counts
your
as a
back.
weapon, but you know.
Yes. Well, I mean, then are they going to take away my oxygen? Because I feel like that's a big handicap to me. So,
Well, let's
Trapped on the moon with me.
illuminate this a little more, though. Talk to me about your style, Grasshopper. Are you just going to hurl yourself at him, or are you going to try to detach your oxygen tank and bludgeon
fling,
individual?
I will use it as like a lasso or a whip and just
Oh.
like fling myself at him and go like, whatcha!
Okay, so you're now doing Go-Go from Kill Bill, just whipping the thing around, kicking it
Okay.
between your feet. All right, I'm
I
Michael.
go.
I don't think you've ever been in a fight before, have you?
Not an actual fight. Like I've been in scuffles in like elementary school and high school, but those
Okay.
don't really count.
All right, all right.
Sorry, I'm getting really excited here because
All right.
I also elect to fight. And I have an important clarifying question.
Okay,
Since Samwise is not in the room.
I may have an answer.
Fine weapon.
I mean, to me,
Like an out.
the
like
idea
third party,
of a
like bringing in
weapon, yes, would be any object that is foreign to your body, that is not inherently a part of you, would probably be a weapon. I mean,
Yes.
technically, by that
What about
rationale,
the environment? Can I use the environment?
I mean,
Well,
if we're gonna adhere to the rules strongly, no, you can't pick up a rock and fight someone.
I was going to say, because if you defined weapon as something that I brought with me, like a knife or a gun or like something crude like that, then I'm good, because then I'll get onto the moon. And so hypothetically here, I would hybrid Michael's approach with my own. I would take one of my oxygen tanks out, because in the picture, I saw the picture, there's two oxygen tanks, like they look like two little sixples
No,
on each
that
side.
would be in your normal spacesuit. For those who are playing at
goddamn.
home,
Oh, my bad. I
it's
just didn't see.
What do
just
you
the backpack,
Yeah,
aspect
that's
there.
why I was
Okay.
like, what are you?
Sorry. So in my new space age, there are two tanks, so that
So
I
according to John, you scuba dive in space.
yeah, exactly. In space, no one can hear you scuba.
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 So then the main plan I have in my head, it's real quickly circulating, is moon rock to tank 7. No, so actually like trying to puncture their oxygen tank with a moon rock, because
Okay.
it'll force the pressure to it'll fuck the, or no,
Womp womp.
John is this week's loser.
Thanks for coming.
I got so excited about killing someone in space.
So, John, Chuck Klosterman watched Fight Club to come up with the question. John has watched Interstellar to answer it. And that's
Yeah,
what
so
we're
I'm gonna hit their oxygen tank with a moon rock. It's gonna propel them around, and then I'm gonna take my own reserve oxygen tank and use it as a propeller. Like I'm gonna puncture that, but I'm gonna eject them into space. Is kind of what I'm trying to do. So I disable them by distracting them by screwing with their oxygen supply, and then I push them into space.
All right. I can appreciate your technique if we're living in a science fiction world that apparently the both of you exist in, which there's an oxygen tank you're
the reason that
dragging around by some umbilicus like it's a freaking vacuum cleaner.
I think that I'm just using this all as a coping mechanism, because I know that if I was in an actual fight, I'd probably be the loser. So
okay, so my actual fighting technique would be pee down both my legs, fall into a fetal position, and beg for mercy, or offer to let them do things to my mouth. Okay, all right,
for sure.
I got it. I see.
sure.
Anything goes.
I'm really
piss
disappointed.
on me, beat me. I don't care.
That I'm going to follow the inspirational education that I have received from watching both American football and the Canadian Football League, and that I am going to Galrilla Godot, the holy flaming fudge, out of this person and just rip off an arm and beat them to death with it. That is obviously my moon fighting, because we weigh less. I think I will if I'm able to grab them by the arm and start to propel them around me in a very sort of like tilt the whirl whiplash kind of thing. I
Okay, I
could
like it, 'cause
separate their arm
gravity.
from their body, yeah. And then as long as I'm able to tear the fabric off of them, I will beat them to death with their own hands. If I'm not able to do that, I'll just grab whatever they've got on them. But you can't really throw on an effective chokehold when someone's in an airtight
A suit.
You're
Yeah.
also going to be fighting like people in those giant inflatable sumo outfits. You're just going to look like the little baby brother in A Christmas Story and
Bounce
try to
off
slap
each other.
fight each other. Yeah, there's not really an effective method here. So I appreciate the ingenuity from the both of you
Well,
using
thank
weapons
you.
where you're
Bless your
not
heart.
supposed to. But yeah,
Okay.
brute force.
Well,
That's the
that
only
was
option.
that was a Klosterman, if we've had a Klosterman in a while.
I think, yeah, that is officially, since cluster, usually precedes another word that we can't say on YouTube unless you're John.
Yeah,
Buster Cluck.
Uh,
what I've
sure.
heard.
Cluster Cluck. I like Cluster Cluck.
I ordered one of those from Boston Market the other day. It was delicious.
Ooh, I like that deal.
Yes. So a Klosterman is officially, if you ever want to refer to something being a cluster going forward, that's
Klosterman.
is there like an 18-wheeler braking behind you, John?
It's the monster that's outside the door that we can't
happened?
see
What
this
happened on your
time.
end?
I think that he's, John was brilliant in that he's turned around the camera so we can't see the demon creeping up behind him in the reflection any longer. So it's, oh my God, what was that?
Maybe that was me turning down the volume on my computer and
okay.
mouse clicks, because I was going to Sigourney segue into asking you guys, since it is the day before Halloween, if we were going to go ahead and let me share the screen with you, and we're going to watch a short horror film, which is 2.5 minutes long.
I'm all about it. And
Spook me.
You're gonna ask me that atypical, or I should say, the typical horror question of, y'all want to see something?
You want to see something? Here, we'll
Show
share
me.
this now. All right, so this is what we're watching. And Michael, you were very, very kind to notice that it does say that the content creator does not own or claim the video as their own. Neither do we. I guess we should just say that, right?
Also, I do want to note that the description cuts off perfectly. Bedfellows, a short film by Drew Daywalt, follows one of the oldest fears of humans, fear of...
Clicks.
Oh, no, don't show it. Don't show it.
Fear of show more.
I
Yes.
guess it probably
Not
doesn't
show
matter if I
more.
do. It only shows you guys the YouTube screen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's going to be a part of this because as to explain Zoom here, we've got a side-by-side. So we are going to be showing this to the masses, but it's a reaction video. So, I mean, and it's 2 minutes. As you frequently said, we have to be popular enough for people to come after us, but it is very likely that by showing this is not going to be available for us to screen on YouTube anymore because we're showing someone else's content.
It's a reaction. It's satire. There's a whole YouTube
Okay.
subsection
Because he
for it, so
explains
we're
it.
good.
Again, we've done so many new things today. So let's see. If you can't hear the audio, let me know.
Okay.
But if you can hear the audio, let's just continue.
Blue. Scariest color.
Hear the music?
Yes, I am hearing things. I hear and feel and see. Now, are we going to try to just sit and actually feel this?
We can sit and feel it. Just comment as you like.
Take it in. All right. It's a ghastly decor.
Almost like
Silhouette
Sam's house.
picture.
Michael, I am so close to muting you right now. I love a ticking clock. It's very Watchmen.
Sharon?
Sharon.
Anyway, I was going to answer the phone because I woke up and it was really disoriented because I just
It'd be really funny if someone else
Who stole my cell phone?
there's just another hand.
Yeah, hand the phone, you lazy Saka.
Saka? Boom, Saka laka.
That's not Dave.
She could berate me all day.
Hello.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Nice picture. Prick.
Hi.
Hey, I think that's the lady from The Exorcist.
Are we gonna get jump scared? Because I don't do well with jump scares.
I am so about to spoon this person.
Yeah, that's all it was.
I like how the actual video is only 1.5 minutes, but the whole thing, like the credits are
The
almost
credits
as
are an
long
extra
as.
minute.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
That was actually really deftly done.
Yes.
I can appreciate the setup and the execution. The face is very creepy. So
The first time I saw that, it legitimately did creep me out. And if I'm looking at this correctly,
so
the upload was in 2014, and that's the person uploading it not as their own. So it's quite a
Re-upload.
dated video, but I don't know. Those are the kind of scares that I enjoy. You know,
It's
like
very short and sweet, and that's all you really need for a lot of those. It's
see if
the
I-
same vein as the 2-sentence horror.
how is that sweet, Michael?
They were about to cuddle.
Were they though?
The jump scare was actually her reaching out to cuddle.
I just want
She
to.
just wanted love.
John's gonna appreciate this joke, and maybe 3 or 4 people on the internet will follow me down this rabbit hole here. But right after that cut, I didn't want to have the really ooky bad like trancey music. I wanted to have the oh no
Oh no.
what is it, Pine Bluffs from Night Vale, when it goes over to the after the sandstorm, where they take with the ba 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 ba. Hi everybody. That's what I wanted. Is just happy, uplifting, cuddly time.
You can shoot this out, but I did have a backup that's a similar length. If you wanted one more before we
I
get out
don't
of here.
think that anyone's gonna complain that this turns into a longer episode after the moon fight.
Well, we're gonna do this because Lights Out was a terrible movie, but the short was a lot of fun.
Okay.
And since we already have it all set up,
this is
why
the one
not?
that I got jump scared, I think, during the recording of last week's
week,
thing.
yeah.
Yes.
all right.
Because
well, here
Michael,
we-
as we've proven, is very
up.
professional.
Yes. Well, here we go. And they did take this and then make it into a major movie. Big budget. Sorry, guys.
Holy
I do
Moses.
like the font of the title. It's very nice.
Hey, this is a really tawdry outfit that woman's got on.
Ah!
One of my biggest fears.
I hate you so much, Michael.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. I'm not gonna be sleeping well tonight watching this.
So
that's-
John, this is your nightmare.
It is. It is authentically my nightmare.
Okay.
Oh god.
Well, at least she's turning away from her. I mean, like,
Want to see my puss?
she had the decency to be like, cracks.
The crotch or the back?
Front butt or back butt? I did watch the end of this, so I won't be jump scared.
Shut up.
Oopa loopa doopity da.
Oh, there's a mouse.
Hello?
Excuse me?
Baking
Hello?
powder?
Squeaky. Uh-oh.
Crackhead's got hands.
So effective. Oh my god. That still scares. Yeah, what do? You don't jump out of bed.
I set myself on fire. At this point, I'm dying on my terms, and that'll keep them away. I'll at least be illuminating enough.
It just reminds me of whenever I would play multiplayer like Halo or something like that with people, and I would be terrible at it. I would hide somewhere, and as soon as someone shows up, I would just grenade myself, be like, no, I end on my own terms.
I understand your personality a lot better now.
There's an episode of the Magnus Archives where they have the Sandman, and it's very similar to this setup. It's a very creepy episode. If you want to check it out, it's very entertaining. I would bring the surge protector into bed with me.
Huh, you can't take it.
Absolutely.
Just cuddle up, Buttercup, because I need help. It's a very fetching duvet, though.
Indeed.
I like the pattern.
It's a spoopy bed. Oh, is the bed gonna eat her at the end?
Spoopy bed?
Hi.
Ugh.
Wow, watching that actually, I just skipped ahead to it just so I can see the jump scare at the end. And that was more terrifying than the actual part of it. So
Yeah, I like that one a lot still.
So-
the movie
it was
is
very
god
atmospheric.
awful,
Something tells me that this is going to cause Michael's randomly occurring bouts of sleep paralysis to kick
re-wake
back
him.
into full gear, and that's going to be the face that he's going to see looming over him when he wakes up.
It's been so long since I've seen my sleep paralysis demon. I wonder how he's doing.
Been a long time since the rock and
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah, and tell Kevin we said hello.
I will pass that on.
Kevin.
Well, I will
Kevin.
say thank you for indulging that, and to anyone who is watching, happy Halloween tomorrow. Be safe, and be spoopy, and
Ooh.
also
Spoopy.
I feel like Shane can appreciate this as well. But you don't have to just exclusively watch spoopies during October. You can be horrified all through the year, as this year has proven. So
are you shilling for Shudder? Because I feel like if you're gonna
I
do
feel
that,
like I
you
should be sponsored by Shudder at this point.
I am every time I take my clothes off.
Oh,
me too, to be honest. But
Yeah.
yeah. So thank you guys.
So yes, as the song says, Shudder, we don't have to take our clothes off. Well, thank you all for being here for another uproarious installment of Disinformed After Dark, which coincidentally airs every Friday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time. So come on back, join us here every week. And if you're digging what we're doing here, if you're enjoying this little installment, Michael's got some instructions for you once he falls out of his chair.
just smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. Yeah. Oh,
And
I
if
was
you dig
doing
what
this.
we do, please leave a review. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, please, unless your name's Karen.
And if you're Karen, we will mute you so fast your tits will spin. Sorry, I wanted to.
On your tits.
Oh, wanted to get Chop Top on it for a second there. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Couldn't
boy.
compose myself. Since we're already demonetized.
Yeah, might as well in for a penny,
Sure.
Oh,
Why the heck
goodness.
not? Also, by the way, our podcast escapes from your preferred podcast provider app every Monday morning. So check us out there. And also, as I said earlier, coming up every Wednesday, starting in November, the brand new Hogwarts School of Prayer and Miracles fan fiction will be performed here. And we're going to take you to the dirty South for every episode. You've never
become a Christian, I do declare.
Indeed. If you ever wanted to hear what Hagrid would sound like if Wilford Brimley was essaying the role sans diabetes,
He might touch Harry's little pumpernickel.
Indeed. He'll be your Huckleberry.
Whoa.
All right. I think that is going to be sufficient to discuss and bring disdain from all of the lovely listeners and viewers here on the Tubes of View. So, for Disinformed After Dark, I am Kenton Eldorado.
I am Timothy Lone Cactus.
And I'm Robert Greer.
Sure. Why not?
Peanut Greer, whatever.
Hey, it just occurred to me. The time at the tone would indicate to me that it is, in fact, copulation time.